the Red Barn.
Hello, barn burners, Barneys, and Betties. Good to have you with us on Red Barn Radio. I'm Brad Becker. This is season 20 of Red Barn Radio, the beginning of our third decade of live music in Lexington. Tonight, we welcome you to show number 748. And we got a show. Ray Smith has become known in the region as a player and arranger who assembles great musicians for memorable and often sold-out live performances. Over his 30 or so years in Kentucky, he's fronted a number of bands from the Mojo Filter Kings and Household Saints to the Northside Sheiks. With his band Tula, Ray orchestrated several times a grand night of music, retaking the last waltz, which introduced many of us to regional players and writers we needed to know about. Tonight he's here on Red Barn Radio with the Kentucky Hosscats. Welcome the Kentucky Hosscats to the Red Barn stage.
I've stolen, cheated, wrote you a million songs, killed a man in cold blood when he looked at you too long, slept in deserts and on dark streets where no one belonged. Well, I wandered through wasteland just to try to get close. I sinned and I suffered and I sold my soul. Oh, but I did it for your love. I don't care, no, no. Well, I turned on my brother and I turned to the wrong. I tortured my soul till my mind was gone. And then I prayed to the devil when the Lord took too long. Well, I wandered through the wasteland just to try to get close. I sinned and I suffered and I sold my soul. Oh, but I did it for your love. I don't care, no. Oh, I
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performers.
Kentuckians who've lived in caves for the last 20 years probably won't know much about tonight's guest, the Kentucky Hosscats. On the Red Barn stage tonight is a gathering of our state's finest artists. If you're a fan of live music in this region, one or more of these players has taken part in one or more of those shows you just die to see again. Though their repertoire is not exclusively what the band would consider honky tonks songs, the band looks to infuse their chosen tunes, a number of them originals by Ray, with a tone that captures that 70s era country sound. The Kentucky Hosscats are Brandon Bolds on guitar and voice. Everybody's singing. Roddy Puckett on bass, Tim Welch on drums, just sang the last tune, Thomas Albert playing pedal steel guitar, and Ray Smith on keys and guitar. Welcome back, the Kentucky Hosscats.
Thanks a lot. All right, so this song is called Avenue A. When you're walking down the street and you hear my name, you shuffle your feet and you feel the same as you did when you walked by my troubled side. Now something's changed. Now something's died, like a dream that settles down and stays inside your head for days, your heart for nights. There's nothing can compare and take the place. Take my hand, paint your lips red. I'm going down where the streets are dead. Avenue A, that's a Mary's and Punch 10. I'm going down where I never think about a time that you don't miss. Wonder what's the point of all of this? and you wonder if you might have passed your prime, giving up the ghost before your time. Now that you're warm, now that you're safe, now that you're home and locked away, there's nothing can compare or take the place. Take my hand, paint your lips red. I'm going down where the streets are dead. Avenue A, back to Mary's and Purchasing. I'm going down where I never been. I'm going down where I never been. Thanks a lot. All right, so Roddy Puckett's going to sing this next song. It's a song I wrote a while back. It's called Stones to Talk.
Yeah, and he was kind enough to actually write this song, I think for me, or at least he told me. Not for me like I love you, although it was love. For me to sing, though. And so I try to take care of it. We just started playing the song. It's called Stones to Talk. 1, 2, 3. Rain stains the everyday, teaching these stones to talk. Kissing the road I walk, with pain and fire. Keeping you in the dark, my friend, was becoming my style. Most unbecoming child, it was a dream. In this world of rain, sunshine makes a day. Colors crash in contrast and fade away. Early Tuesday morning has its own clarity. Made a wreck of me for so long, so long. Keeping you in the dark, my friend, was becoming my style. Most unbecoming child, it was a dream. World of rain, sunshine makes a day. Colors crash in contrast and fade away.
us crash in contrast and fade away. Rain stains the everyday, teaching these stones to talk, kissing the road I walk with pain and fire. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, this next song is a song that I wrote back in the Tula days, and it's called Josephine, and it's actually about my daughter Phoebe and trying to get her to go to sleep. That's what this is.
Well, now I like this song. I liked it before.
You've asked every question that you could dream of, and you already knew all the answers. Something comes up, yeah, and you really get stuck. I'll be here pulling stars down around you. Go to sleep, Josephine. I can see Josephine. You're running out of steam. The day you hold on to is not darkening, Josephine. It's funny how some things stick in your head. Just as you were talking, you're drifting. By morning, the light will return to your bed, and the dark and the clouds will be lifting. Go to sleep, Josephine. I can see Josephine. You're running out of steam. The day you hold on to is now darkening. Josephine, Josephine, Josephine. Yeah, my life has been played in myriad ways that'll never make sense to you. I'm just trying to get through to Josephine. Hey, it's not enough to just know that you know. Can you keep the light on bright till morning? Can you keep the light on bright till morning comes? Brings up the sun, makes everything okay.
Except one.
Yeah. I did not mean to put that many chords in that song. I seriously did not. Can I just a little more?
This next song is also a Ray Smith original, but I like to think that I'm his inspiration for everything, even though it's called Saint Martha. You know, so I'm in there. I fit myself in there somewhere.
You're saintly.
We're all part of the same thing anyway, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody.
Honky.
Yeah.
That was the intro.
Kipper.
I was saying earlier, my capo literacy is really low. And so.
She was beautifully broken.
Like I said, I get kind of inspired. I get kind of inspired. Yeah, Roy Clark did not help me with this. No.
Don't edit this out either. It's perfect.
She was beautifully broken, in need of a bed, with a heart of salty water. She was easily led into the darkness, so far from home. She crawled out of the desert where all the angels roam. So come on, Saint Martha, don't make me wait. The drums are in the gutter, and the dogs are at the gate. No one will hear us, no one would even care. Let's put ourselves behind us. Let's love until we're scared. There were marigolds and moonbeams all over the stones for those who had grown weary, and for those who had come home. I swept off the footprints, stood by the tomb, while sutras and songbirds flew into her room. So come on, Saint Martha, don't make me wait. The drums are in the gutter, and the dogs are at the gate. No one will hear us, no one would even care. Let's put ourselves behind us. Let's love until we're scared. Now I sit in the sunshine, tongue-tied to a lie,
watching children and lovers who laugh as they walk by. My head is on fire, my heart is an open grave, my fingers like spotlights searching for her name. So come on, St. Martha, don't make me wait. The drunks are in the gutter and the dogs are at the gate. No one will hear us, no one would even care. Let's put ourselves behind us, let's love until we're scared. No one will hear us, no one would even care. Let's put ourselves behind us, let's love until we're scared. Yes, let's put ourselves behind us, let's love until we're scared.
Thanks a lot.
Well, folks, you're listening to the Haas Cats here on the Red Barn stage. And here on the stage tonight, we have this grand tree of Kentucky players. And there's so many. Was that?
Lineage.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, I mean, there's so many stories to be told here from each and every one on the stage. I think I'm going to sort of start with the trunk. I think of Ray, I think of you as the trunk. I mean, you're writing the songs that are being played tonight, and we're going to sort of focus on you for a little bit, and I know that might make you uncomfortable, but I think we'll have fun with that. And then we'll branch out and talk with everybody eventually.
I'm sure the guys will find an opportunity to make fun of me, probably.
Well, I'm sure they will. So you spent time living elsewhere, but you are a Kentuckian through and through, and you sort of self-identify not as just a Kentuckian, but a mountain Kentuckian.
That's right. I'm from Hazard. Tim's from Harlan, and you know, we sort of have that mountain bond. It's when you're from the mountains, like you're from the mountains. You know, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Thomas is from the mountains too, though. That's Mountains of Moorhead.
Mountains of Moorhead.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you take, if you don't mind, just take a few minutes to give us kind of a musical tour of your kidhood. Maybe going back as early as you recall and maybe stopping at middle or high school. And then maybe you can also maybe tell a Tom T. Hall story, because I think that's a cool story.
Okay, yeah. Well, you know, like I was really obsessed with Roger Miller and Tom T. Hall. Like those were two of my earliest heroes.
How early?
Oh, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old, something like that. I really, you know, I'm not from a family of musicians at all. As a matter of fact, like I begged my parents for a guitar when I was like 4 or 5, and they bought me one, but you know, they didn't realize how serious I was, because they didn't. When I asked about lessons, I don't think they really thought, you know, this kid, he didn't know what he's talking about, and so like I couldn't even get the thing in tune, so it was like, what the heck am I supposed to do with this, you know? And I didn't know anything about what I was doing at all, so I just put that aside. Then when I was about 7 or 8, my grandmother had a piano, and she lived within walking distance, and she had like all these, you know, beginner piano books, and I just taught myself using those books to play piano. So that's really my instrument that I have somewhat proficiency on, and somewhat being the stressed word there.
So self-taught.
Yeah. I mean, I did take piano lessons eventually, so Nike Henthorn, if you're watching out there. I did take piano lessons eventually, but I taught myself the basics. But then, like, at the same time period as Roger Miller and Tom T. Hall, the Beatles were like my other thing. And I just remember looking at that double red Greatest Hits album that came out. I don't know what year that came out. Yeah, 62 to 66. And just like reading the lyric sheet and just like it was.
And they had a blue one too, right?
What's that?
They had a blue one
Yeah, I
too,
didn't
right?
have that one there.
Yeah.
But it was transportive, you know, like just reading those lyrics and listening to the songs and seeing the picture of them there in front of Strawberry Fields, I think. That was on the blue. I think it was in the red one too, was it not?
So
Okay.
did you?
Sorry then.
So did you get into
Beatle
lyrics?
fans.
Did you get into sort of reading, looking closely at the lyrics because you wanted to sing along?
Yeah, I mean, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to sing along, and so I really paid a lot of attention to the lyrics. And I don't guess I realized that wasn't something that just people do when they listen to music. You know, like that lyric.
Right.
I guess that's a really good point. I never thought about that. Like having that lyric sheet. It was red. You know, black print on red paper on that particular compilation, and I poured over those lyrics.
Yeah, and I imagine as a young kid, you were singing, lots and lots of songs, word for word, but you didn't really necessarily know what you were singing about. You just were singing along.
That's a good point. Yeah,
Right.
I probably didn't have any clue what I was singing about.
Yeah, but what a cool thing to discover that later on.
Yeah,
How well
That is
you
cool.
sort of internalized all that.
hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, but go on.
Yeah, so, and then, like, I didn't, other than Roger Miller and Tom T. Hall, I didn't really get into country music again. Like, I was surrounded by, in Hazard back in the day, like, there were some bluegrass bands on the local television station there, and they did not represent bluegrass music very well. And so I didn't really think I liked bluegrass music because the representation, I don't think these people are still around, so I hope not. But anyway, it just did not grab me. It wasn't my thing, right? But then, like, along when I was about 15 or 16, I really got into the early Bill Monroe recordings and Hank Williams, and that was like a door into country, rediscovering country music. And, I found that, all those sounds and just that palette was just from radio and it being just growing up listening to the radio or having the radio around me, even when I wasn't like intentionally listening to the radio necessarily, but those sounds were really like, meaningful to me. And I've always wanted to play with a pedal steel guitar, and so like that was one of the inspirations for the Hoscats. Is we all, Tim, Brandon, myself, Roddy, we all we've all mostly played in rock bands, and then we just decided, we want to pay homage to our honky tonk heroes and also play with the pedal steel. And so we started the band with Ross Whitaker at that time. Gary, I bet you're out there listening. And and so we had the Thursday night honky tonk at Willie's, and that was kind of a phenomenon for a minute, I guess,
Tell folks about Willie's. Listeners out there in the world don't really know about Willie's. It's
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was a
kind of
little,
important.
like low-ceilinged wooden room down on Broadway, and it
In
was really
Lexington here,
special.
right.
There was a lot of great music that came in and out of there. We played with Billy Joe Shaver down there one time, and
It opened around 2012, right?
something like that. Yeah.
The year we started.
Yeah.
We were the house band.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, the Thursday night honky tonk. And we backed up some people like Tim Easton. We backed him up down there, and he came and did a show, and we kind of just did a set with him. And it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was kind of, it was, yeah.
Good way to practice.
So you did a set with Tim Easton. So I mean, so you guys, he told you what he was going to play, and you prepped him, and
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the first set, and then the second set, well, I think he did an acoustic set, and then we did like another set of just like it was basically a free for all, more or less.
well, Tom T. Hall was here in this room, sitting right there when he visited Red Barn. Tom and Dixie were there, and we had this great conversation. But that was long after you first met him. Can you tell that great story?
Yeah, so I did share this on. I don't put very much on Facebook at all, but I did share this story when Tom T passed away, not very long back at all. So, being like very obsessed with Tom T Hall, my parents took me to Tombstone Junction. Do you even know that reference?
I'd rather hear you talk about it because I looked it up because I was really curious.
Yeah, well, it was this strange like Western town like theme park,
fake
I
gun
get-
fights in the street.
Yeah, fake gunfights in the street.
And where was it located?
Near Cumberland Falls.
Near Cumberland
okay.
Falls,
All right.
yeah. And
Pre-Dollywood?
Yeah.
Or maybe
Or
during the same time.
Yeah.
Dollywood, it was a couple of other things before it was Dollywood. Silver Dollar City and Gold Rush Junction before that. I'm showing my age. here.
Nice.
Tim also knows every lyric to every song ever. So it's like his memory is like very different from mine. So Tombstone Junction. I saw Billy Thundercloud there too.
I
Remember
saw
that?
Jerry Reed
He saw Jerry Reed there.
Ooh,
So they had
good
all
one.
kinds of like really great country acts coming through Tombstone
every
Junction.
week.
Yeah, every week.
Kind of like Renfro Valley, but
Yeah.
smaller scale.
And
And
maybe
weirder.
hokier too, right? Yeah.
So my parents took me, and I was the only child at the time. This was before my sister was born. And I was probably between 3 and 4. And I was obsessed with like a lot of Tom T. Hall stuff, but I really liked the mysterious Fox of Fox Hollow recordings, the kids' songs and all that kind of stuff
Yeah.
too. And so we were walking into the area and near the stage, not too far from the stage area. And it was very crowded. I remember that. Just, to say a sea of people might be too much because it was, Tombstone Junction, but it was a whole lot of people. And so my dad looked up, and there was like a veranda, like a balcony, and it was the green room, it turned out, right? And he saw Tom T. Hall standing up there, which was, he was kind of like putting himself right out there, I guess, for anybody like my dad to notice him. And then my dad was like, Dolores, that's my mom's name, I'm going to take Raylyn up there to meet Tom T. Hall. And my mom was like, oh, Sammy, don't do that. Don't bother him. And so anyway, my dad trudged onward. And so we climbed. It seemed like this really long, this high set of stairs. And by the time we got up there, nobody was on the balcony veranda anymore. And my dad knocked on the door, and somebody came and opened it and said, my son would like to meet Tom T. Hall. And then we heard a voice like, who's out there? And then there's like this kid out here, and Tom T. said, bring him on in. So we went in there, and he motioned for my dad to put me on his lap. And so I sat on Tom T. Hall's lap, and we just talked about songs and just, things, like he asked me just basic kid questions. What's your name? How old are you? All that kind of stuff. But we did talk about songs too. And one of the really memorable parts was as we were walking away, down the stairs, walking away, all of a sudden I was like, Dad. So I noticed something that while I was sitting on his lap, I'd never really noticed before. And I was like, Dad, what was that smell? And Dad was like, son, that's whiskey. And so my first smell of whiskey was on Tom T. Hall's breath. And so,
Nice.
Thank you.
That's great. That's a great story. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I
You're
really
welcome.
wanted people to hear that. Hey, folks, we have the Hosscats on Red Barn Radio tonight, and there's a lot more music to come, and we'll talk some more later, too. So welcome back to Hosscats.
All right, thank y'all. So this next song's called Shouldn't Be Allowed. Tim Welch is going to sing the lead vocal on it. Brandon's going to get out the fancy electric sitar, and here we go.
Honky tonk sitar.
Honky tonk sitar, yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Well, I shouldn't take it so hard. I had to cut you loose. You took it too far. But I shouldn't have to know what you did last night and how you put on a show. Oh, there are things I wish I never knew, and things I thought you'd never do, and things I don't want to hear mentioned about you. You shouldn't be allowed to walk that way and make those rounds. I shouldn't have to see without me. Well, I should have just stayed home. If I'd have thought better, I would have known, oh, that you'd be out painting the town with a boy on one arm and one on the ground. Oh, there are things I wish I never knew, and things I wish you'd never do, things I don't want to hear mentioned about you. Shouldn't be allowed to walk that way, make those rounds. I shouldn't have to see the way you look without me. Shouldn't be allowed to walk that way, break those rounds. Oh, I shouldn't have to see the way you look without me. Oh, the way you look without me.
Yeah, so shouldn't be allowed. I tried singing that song for a while, and I was like, I know Tim Welch would sing this song a lot better than me, so Tim sings that one out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love the sitar and that, the idea of that. And he's got it. Why not play it? And he plays it well. Brandon Bolt's on that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, need to try
I'd
a
be
real
part of that.
an acoustic sitar next time.
See if my cape.
Working up to that.
All right, this song's called Falling Down Rain. The needle skips a string of pearls around a prayer wheel. Pints of Irish whiskey and a slow Virginia ale. Thunder shook the window panes and followed us outside. Rain fell like the tears that sweet Ophelia cried. If I could be in your arms, I'd find the perfect place to die. Close the door softly,
don't wake the house. Blow out the candles and make a wish now. Rain washed the gutters, a river at our feet. Summer swept out the corners, found us on the street. Two pilgrims on a lonely golden road to misery. The fight like the devil, it'll be the death of me. If I could be in your arms, I'll find the perfect place to be. Falling down rain, cross town on a slow-moving train. I can't wait to see baby again in the falling down rain, falling down rain. I don't know what to tell you about my betrayal. Were my dreams too high strung, hopes too hot to handle? Cocktail napkins, furtive sighs, collecting phone numbers, fading desire. If beauty is sadness that we hold on long from fate, if I can get there by robbery, I swear it's a small price to pay. If I could be in your arms, it wouldn't matter anyway. Falling down rain, cross town on a slow-moving train. I can't wait to see baby again in the falling down rain, falling down rain. Falling down rain.
Thanks a lot, guys. And everybody out in Facebook land. All right, so next we're going to do one of Tim Welch's many signature songs. Yeah, let me get my harmonica out. Thomas, were you on to play guitar on this? Okay. Y'all can start.
I got to see Jerry Reed do this. 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, here come Amos. Well, now Amos Moses was a Cajun. He lived by himself in the swamp. He hunted alligators for a living. He just knocked them in the head with a stump. Louisiana law gonna get you, Amos. It ain't legal hunting alligators down in the swamp, boy. But now everybody blamed his old man for making him mean as a snake. When Amos Moses was a boy, his daddy would use him for alligator bait. tie a rope around his waist, and throw him in the swamp. I get bait in a Louisiana bayou. Yeah, about 45 minutes down the tip of the Louisiana, there's a man named Doc Mills South and a pretty wife Hannah. Well, they raised up a son that could eat up his weight in grocery. Named him after a man of the cloth. They call him Amos Moses. Yeah. Well, now everyone in South Louisiana said Amos was a hell of a man. He could track the biggest and meanest alligator and just use one hand. That's all he got left is the alligator bitty. Left arm gone green up to the elbow. Well, now the sheriff got wind that Amos was in the swamp tracking alligator skins. So he stuck in the swamp gonna get the boy, but he never come out again. Well, I wonder where the Louisiana sheriff went to. Well, you can sure get lost in the Louisiana bayou. Yeah, about 45 minutes southeast tip of Dawn, Louisiana. They lived a man named Doc Mills South and his pretty wife Hannah. And they raised up a son to eat up his weight in groceries. Named him after a man with a cloth. They call him Amos Moses. Get down, Amos. Make it count, son. Come on now. There's a man named Doc Mills South and his pretty wife Hannah. Oh, well, they raised up a son that could eat up his weight in groceries. Name him after a man of the cloth. Call him Amos Moses. Yeah.
Thank you. Ah, Tim, I could die right now. That's awesome. Hey, before we get on with more music from the House Cats, I got to tell you something. Next week on the show, we've got Adam Chaffins. Adam is an indie artist who grew up along Kentucky's famed country music highway 23. He was fascinated by the 80s and 90s country music stars from that area. And fast forward through years of education, performing, and writing. Actually, I think he did a stop at Moorhead, too. NPR named Chaffins one of the best new artists playing Americana Fest. Not only is Chaffins an award-winning songwriter, he is also, like Roddy Puckett, a bassist in high demand. Adam thumped the bottom line for Town Mountain. He covered bass and vocals with rounder artist The Deadly Gentleman. Now he keeps busy with Nashville session work. He's been called upon, for instance, by Dave Brainerd and the legendary Buddy Miller, who I know all these guys know. He also spends a lot of time playing music out on the road with Britt Taylor, who was on Red Barn not that long ago, and to whom Adam is now wed, and that wasn't long ago either. So Adam's newest album is called Some Things Won't Last, and he will surely perform songs from that album on the Red Barn stage. So join us for Adam Chaffins next week on Red Barn Radio. And now let's get back to tonight's Red Barn Radio program. We come to you live on our social media platforms, broadcasting from the Arts Place Performance Hall here in the grand city of Lexington, Kentucky. Now please welcome back the Kentucky House Cats to the stage.
We're gonna get Brandon Bowles to sing us a good old country song. What's it called?
This one's called Out of Hand by old Gary Stewart
Kentucky boy.
down there in Jenkins,
Yep, let your count.
very farthest little edge of the state.
One.
Well, I never intended to even know your name, except for a woman waiting at home, involved in the same. Well, I've always been true, except for you, not even a one-night stand. And I never intended for it to get so out of hand. Out of hand, out of hand. I'm a hard-loving kind of a man. It takes more to keep me going than this old wedding man. You're my kind of woman. Maybe I'm your kind of man. Maybe that's the reason it got so out of hand. Well, I never intended for it to get this far. Well, I don't think that we can get off from where we are. Some time to waste, so just a taste was all that I had planned. Maybe that's the reason it got so out of hand. Out of hand, out of hand. Well, I'm a hard-loving kind of man. It takes more to keep me going than this old wedding band. You're my kind of woman. Maybe I'm your kind of man. Maybe that's the reason it got so out of hand. Out of hand, out of hand. Well, I'm a hard-loving kind of man. It takes more to keep me going than this old wedding band. You're my kind of woman. Maybe I'm your kind of man. Maybe that's the reason it got so out of hand.
All right, good job, Brandon, as Roddy said. Good job. All right, so this next song is called All the Honky Tonks in Heaven. And we've not played, even though we are known as a honky tonk band in some ways, we've never played the song very many times at all, and we just kind of dug it back out. I wrote this song quite a long time ago.
First original we worked out.
Is that right?
It predates starting.
And then we just dropped it, I guess. Then we just stopped playing it for some reason. I don't know why.
Here we go.
Well, I hit all the honky tonks in heaven. I made sure I did not miss one, and I knew everybody in them. I hit all the honky tonks in heaven. I heard the sound from Peter's gate. I could not hardly wait to hit the doors and hear that band. Take a seat at your right hand, and I saw a light around you like I have rarely seen. It reminds me of all the good between. I hit on honky tonks in heaven. I made sure I did not miss one, and I knew everybody in them. I hit all honky tonks in heaven. She said, let's step outside, take a golden taxi ride, just get there to the show on time. Finally found the old man. He was singing with that angel band, and he had his white suit on. Said he'd been singing it since he'd been gone, and he never had expected that he'd walk the streets of gold. But the honky-tonk angels say the ones with soul. And I hit all honky-tonks in heaven. I made sure I did not miss one, and I knew everybody in them. I hit all honky-tonks in heaven. Yes, and I hit all honky-tonks in heaven. All right, this next song, it's called Missing Kentucky Again. I kind of got inspired to write this song driving through eastern Kentucky with my dad and his two brothers one spring, and the red buds were blooming out, and so I just kind of became this song, I guess. There'll be red buds on the hillside now. I'm missing Kentucky again. I can hear those banjos breaking down. I'm missing Kentucky again. Farther I ramble, Lord, the more I'm blue. Carry me back where the blue moon shines. I'm missing Kentucky again. Are the hills and hollers blooming out? I'm missing Kentucky again. I can hear my blood calling out. Kentucky get. Farther I ramble, Lord, the more I'm blue. With the silver light of the blue moon shines, I'm missing Kentucky again. Carry me back where the blue moon shines. I'm missing Kentucky again. I'm missing Kentucky again.
All right.
Thanks, Roddy.
All right. Well, speaking of Kentucky, our guest this evening on Red Barn Radio is the Kentucky Hosscats. They are performing a lot of songs that have been written by Ray Smith, who we've been speaking to, and I think it's now time maybe to branch out a little bit and meet everybody else. I thought maybe why don't we just start from here, Thomas? You don't have a mic. Can you step up to Brandon's mic and maybe just say a little bit? So Thomas Albert is playing pedal steel guitar this evening. I remarked to him before the show that I don't know. He's been on the show a lot of times, but I've never seen him playing the pedal steel.
This is the first time, yeah.
So the first time on this show doing this. Have you been playing for a while?
A few years now.
Yeah, it doesn't strike me as an instrument that you just say, well, yeah, I'm going to pick it up and learn a few things.
Yeah, I feel like I've got a long ways to go, but I love the instrument, and I've been inspired to play, by people like Ross Whitaker and local musicians. There aren't a whole lot of steel players in this area, but there are some good ones. And I was able to get my hands on a steel guitar because my uncle loved the steel guitar, and he never had a chance to learn. He bought a steel, and he bought an amp and the seat and all that, and he passed away a few years ago and passed the instrument on to me.
Oh, wow.
And he told me on his deathbed that he wanted me to have the instrument, and so I took it and tried my best to figure it out, and I've taken some lessons and watched videos online, and
wow.
And these guys have been gracious enough to let me sit in with them and figure out the instrument a little more. So.
Wow. Well, Tom, you really have honored your grandpa with that choice to do that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Really cool. Yeah, and it's really great to have you back. I think you were here with Sarah Wood.
Sarah
maybe
Wood,
last time I
and
saw
I've
you.
been here a couple times, I think, with the Michelle Canning Band.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Right. You were educated at Moorhead in traditional music program, right?
Yes. That's an honor to teach there with wonderful mentors like Raymond McLean and Jesse Wells,
yeah.
and Nathan Kaiser, Scott Miller, Ruth McLean.
On and on.
Oh, yeah.
It goes on and on.
People
the story of Moorhead. Well, it's great to have you here. Really nice to see you.
Thanks.
And great
Great
job
to see you.
on the plan. It's beautiful.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Brandon, nice to see you. Hi. I think I may have just met you in Wilcuts.
Yeah.
And I was one of those guys saying, I'm not exactly sure what kind of pick I want, and you're like, I don't know. Let me know when you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
So, Brandon, tell us about you, and what's interesting about this group of players is that you all have different things that you do. This is one of a number of things you do. You obviously work at the guitar shop. Tell us about some of the other musical things that you're involved in.
Well, playing a few different bands, I guess. Kentucky Hosscats. I have a little bit of musical ADD. I jump around a lot, I use my hands. No. And so I play guitar, I also play banjo and mandolin. So I play banjo and mandolin in another band called the Marble Creek Rangers, which I think, maybe.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Maybe on here, yeah. And
Very nice.
And so, there's that. And then I play guitar in a funk jazz band, the Baja Yetis, the Lexington-based band that's very fun outfit. And then also play in a Grateful Dead tribute band called Born Cross-Eyed.
Oh,
That's
all right.
a Lexington stalwart.
And
And
so what? So can you mind going out on a limb and saying what would you say is your favorite sort of style to play? What challenges you the most?
What challenges me the most? I mean, when I practice stuff, it's usually like bluegrass or jazz or, some kind of guitar variation of that. And that's not all, but that's a big part of what I kind of work on and in my own time.
You teach too at Wilcott's?
I don't teach officially there. I give a few lessons on the side here and there for very persistent people and lovely people. But
you mean people who just say, keep calling you and say, please, could you please just give me a lesson, teach me how to play that?
Yeah, because I work full time and I have family, and then I play in a bunch of bands, and so it's really hard to teach. But I like doing it, and definitely when there's people that convince me that I need to teach them, then I do. So.
Well, you sound you sound very nice to take on, especially young people who see you and really want to get into it the way you get into it. Well, you're a great player.
Try to.
Yeah. Okay, good. And Roddy Puckett, who is playing bass this evening. Roddy is no stranger to us. Roddy, tell folks about some of the other projects that you get messed up in.
Well, thankfully, this band play in Wolf Pen Branch with bluegrass with, and we were in here. Gosh, I guess it was this year. I was going to say it was a year ago.
Yes.
We did it a few months ago.
You were dancing around up here on the stage.
Right. I remember. And play with, did play with Green Jeans. We've been doing that for years with Brandon, on and off. And unfortunately, recently, we all lost in this community a good friend of ours, Todd Copeland, played with Magnolia Boulevard as well. And I sit in with anybody else that'll let me, really. And we do a lot of recording stuff, session stuff for people, whoever.
You travel to do that?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I do a lot of stuff over here sometimes with Dwayne Lundy, or Tom Nato, and Shangri-La, or what is it called now?
Yeah.
It's called Lexington Recording.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it is now. It's a different name. Okay.
And Wolf Pen Branch has been in the studio recording and releasing songs as well.
Yeah, it was very cool to see you guys playing out the other night down there in Manchester. Lexington has, for listeners from far away, Lexington has a great distillery district, and so there's music down there, and that was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I try to just play all the time and say yes to as much as I can, and then hopefully cover it. Ray was worried about me, but
yeah. Well, you are our very favorite.
Yeah.
So Tim Welch, God, so nice to have you back.
It's nice to be back.
Loved it, and I just love I love all you put into your singing, and it's just fantastic, and
Thank you.
It feels so good.
It's a lot of fun.
People I run into that tell me Tim Welch is their favorite singer. It's really the truth. It happens all the time.
Wow.
and he's so damn handsome.
Oh,
That too. That too.
I ain't gonna fit through the door tonight. People.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tim, tell folks about some other things that you do other than honky tonk music.
Well, this is a passion of mine. I never thought I'd be in a band that could play it this well. These guys know their stuff. But yeah, I was here earlier this year with Letters of Acceptance, quirky kind of pop rock outfit.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I had a great time.
I just kind of, just get to lay back and let them do the thing. I've got, I play in a band with Otto Helmuth. Just right now we're called just Otto, I think. We kind of keep changing from Otto to this and Otto and that, but every name we've chosen has been taken by somebody. So. And then I have my own band. I play guitar and sing, and I have my son Graham on bass, and the great guitarist Willie Ames on drums.
Oh, come on!
Mick Moon's Shock Theater, and we just released an album, and it's probably a little loud for this show, but it's more punk rock.
You don't think we can handle that, huh?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, I mean, yeah.
Check it out online if you think.
All right.
I'd be glad to. But yeah, this has been a consistent thing for about the past 10 years. It's very grounding.
Yeah. Well, you're right in it. I mean, I can see you love this music. So
yeah, I love it. I do.
That's really cool. All right, thanks. Nice talking to you.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, Ray. So I want to go back to something you were talking about earlier, which is sort of being a mountain person.
Yes.
And I guess I kind of wonder what part of being a mountain person, how does that come into your music? How is that part of your music? Well, and you're a writer too, so you're drawing upon that geography for your writing as well.
Yeah, well, it's like it's just sort of like a thing in my psyche, I guess. Like no matter what I'm dreaming about, this is kind of a weird thing, but one time, this is the truth, I had a dream that in a boxing ring, this is nothing against Madonna, the musician, but it was Bob Dylan versus Madonna, and they were having a boxing match. This happened in the yard at my granny's house in Lotts Creek, Knott County, Kentucky. And then the Cincinnati Reds played a whole season in my granny's yard one time in my dreams. And so it doesn't matter what I'm dreaming about. It happens that the locale is this home place.
That's the stage.
My granny's house.
Right.
Yeah. So it's really I guess Carl Jung could probably tell me something really interesting about it. But so I don't know. It's like it just impacts everything in a way. Like really other than this guitar, which my dad bought me, like my two prized possessions are the two cast iron skillets I got from my granny. So. Yeah. It's just like more of a inner thing than it'd be hard to pin down how it impacts the music so much as it's just impacts, my psyche. I guess.
Who you are.
Yeah.
And so your relationship with your dad also really interests me and it kind of charms me because you share with your dad. You said your dad wasn't a musician, but you guys share a love of baseball.
That's right.
Which is cool. Tell us about the trip that you and your dad took.
So we drug him on my dad he's not a big traveler. He won't fly. He doesn't fly at all.
His name is Sam.
Sammy.
Okay, Sammy. Okay.
Yeah. I have a son who's 19 years old named Sam. Hello, Sam. Hello, Phoebe.
Hey,
and hello, Ryle.
Phoebe.
So my dad, doesn't fly, and years ago he really suffered from a lot of anxiety and panic attacks and stuff like that, and that was really, just something he really has done a great job battling and conquering. And so anyway, I lived in New York City for a while, and of course, at that point, Dad would never have come up to New York City. But he got really bored during the pandemic, like a lot of people, and was wanting to do something this summer. And I was like, okay, I got a plan. And so kind of cooked up this plan to get him out of the house, and we went to, he's a huge baseball fan. I'm a huge baseball fan too. It's just a lifelong thing. And so we're Reds fans, and which isn't, it's been great up until this part of the season.
Yeah, it's hard. It's been a tough skid here.
But so we went to Philadelphia and saw a game, then we drove up to Fenway Park and through your neck of the woods. And he was blown away by Fenway Park. It was awesome. He was like a little kid in Fenway. It was just really an amazing thing to see. It could move me to tears right now talking about it. I just hadn't seen him like that, And then we came back down to New York City and saw the Reds play the Mets, and then spent several days there waiting for the Yankees to come to town, because if we're going on this baseball trip, we had to, and we're in New York City, we got to see the Yankees too. So we took this big, grand baseball trip with Sam and Phoebe. They also went to. And, yeah, so it was awesome.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that. So I think of baseball, people who are baseball people tend to be sort of detail oriented and whatnot. And I couldn't help but hear everybody in the band, or I think it was actually Tim who was talking about all of the chords that you incorporated into that song. Are all of your songs or a lot of your songs that you write, not all of them because I've listened to half of them, but are a lot of your songs sort of detailed and require sort of a lot of rehearsal?
I mean, I'm really particular about my lyrics. Like, I really pay a lot of attention to that and can get pretty detail driven by that. I take lyrics seriously, and I'm a listener of lyrics. A couple of my favorite, Bob Dylan, Neil Finn from Crowded House. Those are two of my favorite songwriters, actually. Like a lot of people, Bob Dylan, but Neil Finn's been a big influence too. He's in Fleetwood Mac now.
Yep.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. Like, if you don't listen to Crowded House, or check it out, because it's like one of the best bands ever. He's a New Zealander, and but like a lot of these songs are fairly simple. I've written a lot of more complex songs in the past, but I don't really try to. It's like I sort of know my limitations as an instrumentalist, and especially as a guitarist, and I just let the melodies kind of totally hatch in my head, and I let the song complete itself pretty much mostly lyrically and definitely melodically, and then I just sit down. Then after it's done, I sit down on an instrument and figure out what chords go along with it. And I already can hear the chords in my head, but I don't want to go to an instrument until the song's done, because I know I will fall back on some pattern if I start going to an instrument too soon. So I just don't pick up an instrument till the song's pretty much done.
It's true. People as I talk to people around, I've been here for a little bit, people talk about you as a guy who kind of mentors other players. And that's something that I observe as well. It feels to me like you have a gift to assemble people and get everybody to sort of you sort of elevate everybody on the stage. And
I
that's a
feel
cool
lucky.
thing.
I feel like I am lucky because I always play with people better than me. That's the way I look at it. So like, these guys, Jesse Wells and JT Cure, like I played in a band with them for a while, and it's like I feel like I've been so lucky that these people want to play music with me, and so that's kind of the way I've always looked at it. That's what I tell my son, who's a great bass player. I'm like, always play with people who are better than you. They'll like make you rise to the occasion,
Very nice. Well, we've got more music to come. We're listening to the Kentucky Hoss Cats here on Red Barn Radio. Great talking to all of you, and good to get to talk with you, Brandon. Haven't really done that before. So really enjoying your music, and let's get on with some more of it. All right. Kentucky Hoss Cats.
All right, thanks, guys. It's another original. Brandon Bowles is going to sing it. It's called Barren Land. It's kind of a bluegrassy number.
This one, Ray said, I think you should sing this one. And I said, okay, I'll sing it. I'll do it. Down in barren land, when I want to make the mess, I should die alone tonight. You must swear that you will not cry. Like I words at my door. Trouble's 5 corners full. Lay me down in barren land. I won't see you anymore. Comes a time we all must face when we reach that rocky place. Come from there, just cold hard rain falling like a river from the sky. So lay me down and let me be. Don't need a doctor, don't need a priest. You always gave me what I needed least. Too late for sorrow, just let me fly. So lay me down in barren land. When I want to make demands, if I should die alone tonight, must swear that you will not cry, 'cause I got words at my door. Trouble 5 corners full. Lay me down, Maryland. I won't see you anymore. Now my fine day is done. No need for you nor anyone. As I watch setting of the sun and wait for the darkness to rise. So upon these hills I took final stand, one last look. The sky fell down, the earth it shook. Angels cried, angels cried. Lay me down, barren linen. Where no one can make demands. I should die alone tonight. You must swear that you will not cry, 'cause I got words at my door. Trouble 5 corners full. Lay me down in Maryland. I won't see you anymore. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. This song's called Last Time, and actually, literally, I wrote this song on the D train traveling from up the Columbia University area of New York City to Brooklyn, Sunset Park, and I wrote this song on that train ride, pretty much completely, and I definitely didn't have an instrument with me.
What did you say? Did you do it in your head?
Yes,
No?
precisely, in my head on the train. I don't want to walk around in a daze. Listen all day for your lips. Sitting around the circle of your fire and the gravity of your hips. And I don't want to stay awake at night thinking about the smell of your skin. Don't want to do any of those things, 'cause I don't want to fall in love again. Hey, I know I can never be free if you lay down close to me. So if you can't just let me be, come on, lay it all on me. 'Cause I don't want to die, step on a landmine. If we're gonna fall in love, make it the last time. Ow! Thanks a lot.
What you don't understand.
Remember when you met me? I let you know I got a cast iron memory and a shotgun soul. When you told me you loved me, I looked you in the eye and I told you what would happen if I caught you in a lie. Gave you my heart, I gave you my hand, made the good Lord forgive you what you don't understand, what you don't understand, yeah, what you don't understand. May the good Lord forgive you what you don't understand. Followed you down to the bitter end, and I heard that you left with my best friend. So I took all my hopes and I took all my doubts. I saw two cars in the driveway and the lights off in your house. Hey, I gave you my heart, I gave you my hand. May the good Lord forgive you what you don't understand, what you don't understand, what you don't understand. May the good Lord forgive you what you don't understand. You know I don't like the things I've done, and you know my heart is black like the barrel of a gun. You know I don't like the things I have to do, but someone's gotta pay when someone's been untrue. So I went out walking with your picture in my hand, and my head locked and loaded with the things the Lord had planned. I went down to the river where lovers meet. I left two souls bleeding, pools of mercy at my feet. Hey, gave you my heart, I gave you my hand. May the good Lord forgive you what you don't understand, what you don't understand, what you don't understand. May the good Lord forgive you what you don't understand. I gave you my heart, I gave you my hand. May the good Lord forgive you what you don't understand, what you don't understand, what you don't understand. May the good Lord forgive you what you don't understand.
All right.
I forgot to announce that song. It was called What You Don't Understand, and it doesn't sound like it, but on January the 2nd, a few years ago, I planned to write a song for Roger Miller, because that's his birthday. My birthday's January 1st, and his is January 2nd. I was like, I'm going to write a song tomorrow for Roger Miller, and that's the song I wrote, which doesn't sound like a
Roger
song for
Miller.
Roger Miller, but it's
All
more
right.
like, you know, I'm going to write a song because of Roger.
Bring him back.
Thanks, Roger.
Wow, well, there's so many people to thank for our program tonight. First, the Kentucky Hoss Cats, our guest this evening. And there's our volunteers and staff who make our production happen beautifully. And they do that every week. Thank you for listening to our webcast, you out there, watching us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and those listening to us on the network of Red Barn stations and media worldwide. Every like, comment, share, and subscription, by the way, helps bring roots music Southern style to your neck of the woods. So Red Barn Radio supports live music. If any of our featured artists are performing in your area, go out and hear them live. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn's premier radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU. Hey, if you live in the Kentucky area, Central Kentucky area, you got to be sure to check out Red Barn TV. It's our weekly program of music now on ABC 36 WTVQ. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Website has updates, of course, and further information on our guests and our program. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. And now, once again, please welcome back the Kentucky Hoss Cats to see us out this evening. One more time.
All right. Thank you. This is the Anatomy song. It's called "My Heart Is Kicking My Ass." Well, my tears are staining my pillow, and my mind has gone astray. Ever since you told me you were going away, well, I know that it's my own damn fault for giving you the past. But now my heart is kicking my ass. My heart is kicking my ass. My hand just lifted another glass. Well, I'd like to find the man who said all good things must pass, 'cause now my heart is kicking my ass. Well, my nighttime and my mornings, they're the hardest time of all. Unless you count the afternoon or any time that you used to call. Well, my prayers are all on hold, and my hopes are fading fast, 'cause now my heart is kicking my ass. Well, my heart is kicking my ass. Well, my hand just lifted another glass. Cheers. Well, I'd like to find a man who said all good things must pass, 'cause now my heart is kicking my ass. Heartbreak songs, and my soul is feeling dead, and my so-called friends remind me of what a so-called wise man said, that it's better to have loved and lost than to never love at all. Well, I'd like to find that asshole and kick him in the balls. My heart
hid under the flag. Well, I'd like to find a man who said all good things must pass. 'Cause now my heart is kicking my ass. And now my heart is kicking my ass.
Yeah. Kentucky Hosscats.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
Well, that's all for our show for this week. You can see and hear Red Barn Radio, though, worldwide as we stream live on the web on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America, and archive performances on Spotify and iTunes, and video on the Red Barn Radio YouTube channel. Lots of ways to see Red Barn Radio. Be sure to check out our social media, too, for updates to our upcoming schedules and more information on our program. And now from all of us here at Red Barn Radio to all of our friends worldwide, it's our hope that you have a great week. Keep working together to be safe and healthy, and until next time, good night from Red Barn Radio. Thanks for being with us.